Yo, what is good, boys? Today we got a little fight night prediction for you guys. A little fight night tomorrow. We got Renato Moicano, Show Me the Money, taking on Chris Duncan. Okay, this is a pretty good card overall. It's pretty good for an Apex card, I think, especially the main card. It's got a few bangers on it. I think we could see some crazy 3-round wars or some finishes. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break down these fights. And then I'm gonna give you guys my final prediction after we get done breaking down each fight. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into that bottom opener of Jose Delano versus Robert Rucala. Okay, I said I was taking a lot of underdogs. I'm taking the fucking underdog here, boys. I'm taking it. Shit's mine. Give me Robert Rucala by decision. Okay. Look, here's why. Jose Delano, right? This guy's a good fighter. He's a good overall fighter. Got good hands, but he's a little reckless on the feet. Okay. He likes to cause chaos. And look, Robert Rucala is a technical fighter. He's a good overall, well-rounded fighter. So I can see him, maybe clipping Delano. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, Delano likes to get risky and frisky with it. So I could see a little close decision by Robert Rucala. I can. Um, but I think that's what I'm gonna go with. This is the biggest underdog I'm taking. Um, on the main card. I think it's the only really, really logical underdog to take. Um, and I think he gets it done by decision. Let's move on. All right. This fight right here, boys. I've been looking forward to this fight for a little bit. We got Tommy McMillan making that fucking UFC debut, boys. Tommy Guns McMillan, um, taking on Manalo Zucchini. I think that's how you say his name. Um, we're going with Tommy McMillan. Simple, simple, straight. Tommy McMillan, round two TKO or submission. I think I'm gonna go with like the double chance on the sports books. If you guys know what that is, little double chance win. Uh, Tommy McMillan by submission or TKO. He's looking. I know he's looking for a finish in this fight. Especially with that decision that he had on the contender series. Even though it was a good win overall. He showed his skills. He showed his submission defense. Um, yeah, he showed his hands. Was putting the mustard on, and I think we're gonna see the same thing in this fight. We're gonna see really how good of an overall fighter Tommy McMillan is. I think Zucchini's gonna put that to the test, but I think McMillan's gonna pass that test, boys. All right, so it could be Tommy McMillan, round two, TKO or submission. I haven't decided yet. You guys can do with that what you will. If I were you and I was betting on the fight, give me the double chance. Tommy McMillan by KO, TKO, or submission. Probably round two. I'm thinking round two. I don't think he gets him out of there in one. Um, he does have finishing potential. Don't get me wrong. He could get him out of there in round one. I think it's more of a round two finish from McMillan coming up. Without that, or with that being said, we're on to the third fight. Okay, we got Ethan Ewing, second fight in the UFC versus Rafael Estevam. Look, another risky shot. I'm not picking the underdog. I am picking the favorite, Ethan Ewing, but I don't think he should really be a favorite. I'm not gonna lie. He did put the mustard on Malcolm Wellmaker, and he did have a great performance on 5 days' notice, which is insane to do against Malcolm Wellmaker. Um, yeah, I could see Ethan Ewing doing this kind of the same thing that he did to Malcolm Wellmaker. This guy's got good hands. He's got good grappling. He's got good throws. He's got good wrestling. He's really the full package. But he's got a tough opponent in Rafael Esteban, um, standing in front of him. So, well, yeah, he's getting the test early on. He's 14-0. Rafael, I think he gets it done though. I think he's gonna be improved. I think he's gonna be better than what he did in the Ballmaker fight. I heard that he actually switched to full time fighting now. Which if you guys know, he was working construction at the same time that he took that Wellmaker fight, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, he's full in on the MMA now. Should be training hard. Hopefully, he's training hard and gets this decision done for us. But yeah, could be Ethan Ewing by a little decision, maybe a close decision, but yeah, I'm pretty confident in that one. All right, next up on the card, we've got Abdul Rahman Yakiev. I think that's how you say his name, Yakiev, versus Brendan Ribeiro. All right, this is the easiest fight to pick on the card, boys. If you want to throw a little bit of change on fucking Abdul Rahman Yakiev, you might as well. This guy's getting done by KO early on in the fight. I could see it. I could see it now. Going to be an absolute masterclass by Abdul Rahman Yakiev. Yeah, there's not really much to say about that. He's explosive. He's athletic. He's well rounded. He's got mustard in the hands. Um, and he's gonna slap that right across Ribeiro's face. So I can see it early on. Clean KO, no TKO. I'm talking KO, lights out for Yakiev. All right. That being said, going with Rocky Yakiev. However you fucking say that. All right. Next up on the card for the co-main event. Little women's fight, it's all right. It might kill the momentum after, we see fucking these three banger fights right here. Tommy McMillan, Ethan Ewing, Yakiev. It might kill the vibes a little bit. This is going to be a heavy grappling match, I'm thinking. Both really good grapplers. Berna Jandaroba and Tabitha Ritchie. Both really good grapplers. Both got good control. But here's what I think this fight comes down to. They both got decent hands, right? They're not really above each other too much in the hands or in the striking overall. But here's what I think it comes down to. I think it comes down to the physicality of Berna Jandaroba. All right. She's denser. She's stockier. She's strong. I think she's going to go in there. I think she's going to try to mix up her striking with her takedowns and really control on the ground. Maybe let it some ground a pound or something like that. I don't think she gets a finish, to be honest. Because Tabitha Ritchie does have good grappling. But I think Verna Jandaroba rides it out and gets a little decision for herself. She's coming off that loss, so I think she's looking to bounce back, get right back into that title contention. Um, and yeah, give me Verna Jandaroba. Yeah, close decision against Tabitha Ritchie. Right, and now it is time, boys. It's time. Got Renato Moicano taking on Chris Duncan. Show me the money, baby. We're taking another underdog. You guys know it, boys. We're taking the underdog of Renato Moicano. Bye. Listen up, listen up, listen up. Round 3 submission. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Yeah, yeah. We got Renato Moicano by round 3 submission, right? He's going to pull some fuck ass bullshit. He's getting this submission. All right. Mark my words. Late round submission by Renato Moicano. Chris Duncan, he's good. He's got knockout power. He's got good hands. Got good striking overall. But he does get a little bit reckless at times. Okay. You guys have watched his fight. He does get a little bit reckless. And I think with Renato Moicano's patience, I think he's going to clip him. I think Moicano clips him late in the fight, gets him down to the ground, and maybe submits him. I could see that happening, or just a very, very close decision for Moicano. But I see him getting a finish. So yeah, we're going with Renato Moicano. He either a really late round, like round 3, round 4, round 5, any of those rounds by submission, I could see him dropping Duncan and blocking in a submission quick. Kind of a Charles Oliveira type performance or type finish. But yeah, I also could see it going to a decision. These are tough fights to pick, boys. But we're doing the best we can. The best I can think of is Renato Moicano gets it done via late round submissions or a very close decision. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into the 3-leg parlay that I've cooked up for you guys. So going back down the card for our first pick. All right, you guys can do whatever you want with these. You can take 2 legs, make a little parlay. You could copy all 3. You could take 1, whatever you want, bro. All right, but I'm taking a lot of double chance picks on this card. First up is gonna be Tommy McMillan via TKO or submission. All right, like I said, this guy's looking to get a finish. It's his UFC debut. He's looking to make a statement in the featherweight division. Simple. All right. He's a well-rounded fighter. And he's gonna put the mustard on zucchini. Zucchini. Okay. Nothing more to be said. That's the first pick. Next up. All right. Here's where it gets fucking. Here's where it gets risky, boys. Might as well be fucking gambling at this point. We're not even sports betting. All right. I like to think there's a difference, right? Because one's an educated guess, and then one's just fucking throwing money on black. Yeah, we're throwing the money on the white. By white, I mean Ethan Ewing, right? And we are going with either a KO or on points. I'm leaning towards the decision on the points for Ethan Ewing to win this fight, but I could also see him getting a finish. Um, maybe late round 2, I could see him getting a finish. Maybe beginning of round 3. Rafael Estevam is a tough fighter for him, but like I said, I think the UFC is trying to test him here and really see where this guy stands. Ethan Ewing. Uh, we'll see if he can pass the test. I think he can. He's got everything to do it. He's got the grappling. He's got the wrestling. He's got the hands. But like I said, tough opponent. But I do think he gets it done by KO or TKO or submission um, later in the fight. Then for the last pick of the card, or the last bet of the card, whatever you want to call it, the last leg of the parlay. If you guys are throwing this in a little parlay, we got Verna Jandaroba by submission or decision. Like I said, taking a lot of double chance picks on this because these fighters that I'm picking for the parlay are quite they like to mix it up. They like to get a finish, or they like to, you know what I mean, or they have good decision wins. Um, so it just really depends. But I'm really leaning towards, like I said, Verna Jandaroba by decision. I think is probably the best pick. But yeah, so that's what I'm going with for the parlay. If you guys want to tail that, whatever. I think it's if you add all three of them together, it's like a plus 254 or something on the sports books. But you guys can mix and match them. You guys can not take my picks. Tell me to fuck off. I don't care. But we're doing the best we can. Okay, with this fight night. For these fight night predictions, um, it's not the most hype fight night. Not the easiest to predict fight night, but we got a good card coming up next weekend, which I'll be doing a little breakdown for as well. I probably would do a recap for the fight night, unless it ends up being a fucking complete stinker. Then there's gonna be nothing to recap. But I think there is gonna be some good finishes or some good decisions. So we'll do a recap on that, and then later next week we're gonna be coming out with the UFC 327. Oscar versus Alberg. This is a fucking banger of a card. We're fucking cashing out on this card. Mark my words now, boys. I mean, just look at these fights. It's glorious. Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker, Curtis Blades, Josh Hockett, Joshua Van finally defending his title. Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Alberg for the vacant light heavyweight title, bruh. Like, it doesn't get much better than this, boys. Kevin Holland's fighting again. I'm not picking him to win, boys. Don't worry. Got Mateus Gamrot coming back. Tricio Pitbull coming back. Yeah. We got Paulo Costa moving up to light heavyweight. Just a fucking absolute. I mean, absolute masterclass by the UFC on that one. It's about time we got a good card like that again. Yeah, we're gonna be coming out with the predictions and breakdowns for that card. So make sure like and subscribe to the video for seeing this. This is the first video on the channel. I'm gonna be coming out with the predictions. I'm gonna stay consistent. Cause this is what I do. It's what I do every weekend. I'm thinking about the fights all the time. So I thought I might as well throw them up on the old YouTube channel and see if you boys want to tail. You know what I mean? So uh, that's it, boys. You shall see how we do. Pretty confident in the picks, the predictions, the parlay, and all that. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. If my picks are ass, if I'm losing money, or if you're tailing, just let me know what it is. And I shall see you guys in the recap on Sunday or Monday. Be looking out for that if you see this video. Bye.